And in case you haven't already, let's just take a deep breath. The stars in the sky remind me of why I live, I love, and I dream. The future is bright as I look towards the sky. I live, I love, and I dream. Never give up, Orin. You've got a chance to win. Never give in. You can win. Just hold on. Even when times get rough, you can still overcome. Never give in. You can win. Just hold on. The stars in the sky remind me of why I live, I love, and I dream. The future is bright as I look towards the sky. I live, I love, and I dream. Never give up, Orin. You've got a chance to win. Never give in. You can win. Just hold on. Even when times get rough, you can still overcome. Never give in. You can win. Just hold on. The stars in the sky, they remind me of why I live, I love, and I dream. I live, I love, I live, I love. I live, I love, I dream. I dream. So that song is one that I've used in many different ways to tell you the origins of the story. At this point in time, I had just graduated college. I was living back home for about a year, and I wrote that song in the attic of my parents' house. So the beauty that encapsulated now was really just one night that I went up to go to sleep, and it was the attic, but it was a finished attic, so I felt like I had a whole floor to myself. It was pretty cool. And I looked up out of the sky window, and I saw the ways that the stars were so perfectly placed just in that square frame against this midnight blue backdrop. And it stopped me in my tracks, and that line came to me. I can't say I pulled it out of anywhere. It came to me that the stars in the sky remind me of why I live, I love, and I dream. And I went from there, and I sat down and thought about, well, what are the other things that seem to ring true? And I can say that today, that song rings true for me in a different way than when I was first getting started. The song has come into play in many different arenas and facets, in spaces like this, where I'm here as an artist and a performer, but it's also showed up in my clinical work. For example, as mentioned, I'm a board-certified music therapist. So by a show of hands, who is familiar with music therapy and what it is? Ooh, I like that there are so many hands. So for those who are not familiar, music therapy is the clinical and evidence-based use of musical intervention that is working to address a therapeutic goal. That can be on a physical domain, psychological, cognitive domain. It can do with physiology, with emotions. It can be educational in nature as well. So Live, Love, Dream is a song that I've used at the Cancer Center. When people are grappling with their diagnosis, trying to figure out next steps, maybe grieving and wondering what their life is going to be like, how can we still take a moment in the moment for gratitude and to think about what their why is, that why that's going to keep them going when the days get tough through treatment as well. And I say, well, for me, the stars in the sky is what remind me of why I live, I love, and I dream. But I leave it open for it to ring true with the patient or whomever I may be working with at that time. The work that I get to do is really offering care through music. When I show up to places, I really like to show up in an authentic way, to be myself. As yet still in all my years, I'm coming to understand and grow in my footing, seeking ways to be myself. And the things that I found from maybe songs that have really resonated with me, or the mentors that I've been blessed to have along the way, particularly female mentors as well, to know that I'm not alone in how I feel. Society puts so much pressure on us, and it puts so much emphasis on doing rather than being. But really, how can we do if we're not certain in who we are and if we don't just take the time to be? Because it's in that still, quiet moment, that deep breath in, let's take it, and out to center ourselves, that we can just be present in the moment. That our long to-do list that we wake up with every day will get done, but there can be a difference in the quality of how we feel throughout our day if we root and position ourselves in who we are, starting with self-love, and that process that's ever evolving, not just to accept the positive things about us, but to find ways to accept the things that we're not so good at. Yeah, I'd like to be more organized, and I'd like to be able to plan things far out in advance, or just finding ways to have that radical self-acceptance, but being patient in that process and knowing that you are good enough as you are. It took me some time to really understand that. As other people came to identify that in me, in my skills and in my talent, I knew I had something, but that one time I auditioned for the talent show and I didn't make it was a chip away. Or that one time I mustered up enough courage to put myself out there and perform in front of people, well, it seems like it didn't go so well. So I hung on to those narratives as opposed to looking at the good things, looking at the experiences that were challenges as an opportunity for growth, as an opportunity to learn from them. But over time, as I became more rooted and secure in myself and the ways that, first and foremost, I am someone who offers care, and I do it through music, the experiences over time accumulated to where I could be in front of you today, to where I could share with you today that you too, where you are today, are valuable, you are loved, and that you can make a difference where you are. So as I prepare to put the guitar back on and re-explore and revisit this song, I want to open it up to you. So I say that the stars in the sky are what remind me of why I live, I love, and I dream. But in no particular order, as I begin the song, I'd love to hear from you in terms of what's your why? What are the ways you find to love yourself, to love others? What wakes you up in the morning and keeps you going? And I'd like to incorporate that to this. So I'll start with my own. The stars in the sky remind me of why I live, I love, and I dream. Let me hear from you. To be more present for those I support is why I live, I love, and I dream. Thank you. Who else? To walk in intention and in love is why I live, I love, and I dream. Let's hear another. To pay it forward because others did it for me. To inspire and empower those around me is why I live, I love, and I dream. Nothing is impossible, and I can live. So may you live, may you love, and dream. As we live, we love, say it with me. We love, we dream. Thank you.